Day 27 complete, and today started with sun salutations, which honestly might be the most underrated part of this whole routine. You wake up stiff, half asleep, questioning your life choices, and 5 sun salutations later, your body's like, okay, fine, I guess we're alive. They warm up the shoulders, open the hips, get blood flowing, and basically tell your joints, hey, don't panic, we're easing into this. So if you don't do these already, you're missing out. First exercise, feet elevated, ring rows. This is a progression from straight leg rows, and I actually felt really good about this one. Same movement, just harder leverage, which is a nice reminder that you don't always need more weight. You just need better positioning. Back was working, arms were working. Everything felt good with these. Felt strong. I think I could do this one more time and then move on really to the next progression for rows. And then after this, just adjusting the rings before we move on to the ring hamstring curls. I was really trying to focus on hamstring activation here, but watching this back, I think I might be pulling myself in a little bit too fast, which makes me wonder, am I making this harder or just rushing through it? I might experiment with trying to slow this down, adding more control, maybe even a pause at the top, because suffering slowly counts more, right? Right? And so here, just finishing up those leg curls, and then we'll be moving on to the last exercise of the first circuit, and finishing the first circuit with ring dips. These are still humbling, these still expose weaknesses, and they still make me question why I chose rings instead of something stable. But hey, that's the point, right? And rings are easier on your joints as well. So that's a plus, which helps with doing these daily workouts. You don't want to have any overuse type injuries, right? So that's really key. And then after the first circuit, I did active rest, some light mobility, stretching, just moving around instead of sitting down. I really started liking this approach. You recover without stiffening up, and it keeps the workout flowing. Also, mentally, it makes rest feel productive, which my brain definitely appreciates. It makes me feel like, good, I'm not wasting any time. So I think that's been key, and it at least you're making some progress in other areas, and not just the strength workout, but you're doing some mobility work as well. So taking a slight benefit from that. As they say, slow motion is better than no motion. Something is better than nothing. And then back to feet elevated ring rows for the second round. And this is where you really feel it. Same exercise, but now the fatigue shows up and your form gets tested a little more. This set felt harder, which is usually a good sign, you know? But I was focused on locking in and getting them done, and really trying to engage the back, just trying to slow squeeze at the top. That's what I was really going for. And then after this, I just dived there a little bit, moving on, just adjusting the rings to the second set of ring hamstring curls. Still trying to feel the hamstrings doing the work and not just yanking myself like that around. This is one of those exercises where slowing down will make it a lot harder, but it will also reduce the number of reps I do, which is fine. We're focusing on form over quantity here. We're really trying to dial in and, one small progress at a time. Not trying to rush anything, I don't want to get quantity numbers just for the sake of them. I really want to do this for the health and strength benefits. So I should really slow those down. It's okay if I only get 5 or 6 leg curls next time. So I'll be mindful of that. And then that's that done. And then the last exercise here will be ring dips again, just closing it out. It's when you're at this point, it's less about strength, more about control and surviving with decent form. Nothing fancy, just showing up and finishing strong. So that's what I'm trying to do here. And the last few reps, and then day 27 is done. You know? Progress where it counts, lessons where they matter, and still showing up. If you're on your own journey, stick with it. I'll see you tomorrow for day 28.